Welcome to Real Talk with Resident D. I'm your host, Resident D. On today's episode, I have Troy Horne. Troy is a Broadway star, musician, author, and a dream igniter for 40-plus generations. Troy is a man who's lived many lives in one. He's rocked Broadway, toured with legends, inspired millions through music, and now he's helping people over 40 rediscover their dreams and live with fire again. He's a father, a dreamer, and a walking testimony that it's never too late to start. Welcome to the show, Troy.
Man, that is an intro, sir. I was like, that's great. Well, thank you. Thank you for having me. That was awesome.
Yes, sir.
That's
Absolutely,
cool.
man. I'm so glad to have you on the show. I'm excited about it. Thank you, man, for taking the time out your schedule to hang out with me for a minute.
No problem at all. No problem at all.
So, Troy,
yes,
can
sir.
you tell us a little bit about where you grew up and what your childhood was like?
Woo, I grew up in Houston, Texas. So I was born in Charlotte. My parents lived there for a couple of years, and my mom got a job with Exxon, and we moved to Houston, Texas. And I grew up, in Texas, man. It's like its own space. But, it shaped me a lot, as a human being. So I'm grateful for that time there.
Yes, I'm familiar with Houston, Texas, because my sister and my brother-in-law live there. So
nice.
I know it's hot when I go there. I stay away from that place in the summertime if I can help it.
What's funny? Like, everyone's like, it's so hot. It's like, we didn't know, because you go from your house to your car to another building. And it's like, very rarely were you outside. I mean, you're outside in the evening or afternoon, but
right.
We weren't outside during the hot spots. So.
Right. So, Troy, you've worn so many hats, man. Broadway star, musician, author, and dad. Yeah. When you look back, what moment do you feel sparked this incredible journey?
Ooh, the one that sparked the whole thing, I'm giving credit to my mom. I love my dad too. He's great. But my mom was like, when I was younger, I would just sing around the house just because that's what I wanted to do. I just, like singing. And one Sunday she goes, next week you're going to go up and sing in front of church. And I was like, no. And she's like, yes. And so I went up and sang in front of church, and I was terrified. I was like, I was just terrified. But after I sang that thing, the congregation gave me a standing ovation. And as a little kid, maybe 8 or 9 or 10 years old, I was like, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to do for the rest of my life. And so that was the beginning of the whole journey for me.
Got it. Man, it always starts with church, don't it?
Somehow, right?
Church, man. I grew up in that type of family, man. We was at church 3 or 4 times on Sunday, and man, you had to get up and sing or whatever the case may be.
Yes. Sunday, you went 3 services. You went to Wednesday night. You went to Thursday. You went to whatever other Bible study. Yes.
Yes, like a full-time job for a kid,
right?
Full-time.
Yes.
Right. So, yes. Troy, from Star Search to Rent on Broadway to NBC's The Sing-Off, you've seen the industry from so many angles. What did each chapter teach you about resilience, rejection, and staying grounded in purpose?
Ooh, man, these questions are fire. So, okay, let me rewind this. Okay, so what did they teach me about resilience? Resilience, the one thing I learned from being in the industry is, yes, talent is a part of it. I think this is with any industry. Talent is a part of it. But the biggest part of all this is still being there when your turn comes. So many times people will say, oh, I spent a year. I tried it for 2 years. I tried it for 5 years. And then they leave. And that was the time their stuff was supposed to happen. I have a friend that I met when I first got to LA. I call her a friend because we hung out a lot when we first got there in 98, 99, something like that. Octavia Spencer. We worked at this place called Adept Consumer Testing. It was 16 years after we first met and she was struggling and getting started that she won her first Oscar for The Help and for all these other things. Most people had already gone. 16 years later, that's a long time to wait to get to be in, to know people like Oprah and Taraji and all those people. But she was there. She stayed and she kept working. And so resilience that I learned from the industry is, if you're going to do this, you need to do this and you need to be there and make it happen. The second question was what you said, resilience?
Rejection.
Okay. Rejection is usually 99.9% never about you. It's not, it's someone's cousin was pulling a favor or, they offered it to this person because there was some other connection. A lot of times when I was younger, I thought it was about my talent, and you do need to be talented, but it's often like, are you the right fit for this project based on whatever else they're looking for? Talent is like your ticket in. It's not like a lot of people go there and thinking, I can sing better than those so and so. I can dance better. Do you fit the part or no? I'm glad you can do a triple somersault. I'm glad you can sing a high C, but we don't need that. We need for you to sing this. Can you do that? So rejection is usually never about you. It's about, did you fit what they were looking for? And then what was the last thing you asked me?
The last one was staying grounded in purpose.
Ooh, staying grounded. Oh my gosh. Yes, yes. You have to know your purpose. You have to know why you're doing it, and staying grounded in it is like the only thing that's going to keep you going through all those things, knowing why you're there. What did you set out to do? And you've got to nurture that every single day, because the world will challenge it every single day. So, yeah.
Yeah,
Great question.
definitely. It'll eat you alive, man.
You've got to fight it every day. Every day.
Exactly.
People are like, can we get what's the rest, or when do we take, like, in this industry, it's every day. So if you can't do every day, find something you can do every day in. Yeah.
Right. So you talk about helping people over 40 live their dream.
Mm-hmm.
Where did that mission come from, and why that age group specifically?
Okay. So I love this, man. So I'm a dad. And so my main focus, like I think most people, when those kids are coming up, is like, how do I help them get what they want to do? How do I, help them reach their goals and their dreams? And how do I also give them discipline and correction and encouragement so that they can be fortified as human beings to make it through this journey? So my kid, we wrote a book for him. It ended up helping like over 200 something thousand copies we sold with this book, helping people. It was written to help him. He goes off to college, and I'm sitting here, as most people do, once the kids go out and you get to that 40, 45-year-old stage, and you're like, I spent a whole bunch of time and energy focused on someone else. Now I got all this time. What am I going to do? And then you get a good look at yourself. You get a good look at what you're doing with your life, because you don't have time to say, well, he's not doing this homework, or she's not doing that assignment. And all of a sudden it's like, well, wait a minute. What are you doing? What are you doing, my friend? Where are you not doing what you need to do? And so I went through this process myself, which is why I was like, let's write a book about it, because I went through the process myself of refining my purpose in the second half of life, refining what I wanted to do in the second half of life. And it was rough. And so I was like, let's kind of document this process. And if we get through it, great. And if we don't, then we just have it documented. So we got through it on the other side of actually doing what I want to do the second half of life. And I was like, let me share this process with people over 40. Hopefully it will help someone refine their purpose and their go-to for their second half of life. Yeah.
Man, that's awesome. And very creative too. I wouldn't have came up with that. But it's real,
It's
though, man.
tough.
It's real.
That second half is tough.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I know, man. I know. It's like, what in the world?
What am I doing? What am I like? Right. I got all this time. What am I gonna do?
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
So you said before that dreams don't expire, they evolve. Yeah. Can you unpack that for our listeners who feel like their best years are behind them?
Ooh. So and I was writing and editing the book that I released here and just going through this process. So here's what I would say. All the years that you went through, the struggles, the learning, the failures, and all those things, we think, oh my gosh, that's supposed to belong in the past. No, all those things are now your fortification and the things that are going to help you make the second half amazing. Because now you know all the things that, you know most of the things. I won't say all, because we, as older, we like to say we know all the things. And that's another thing I talk about. Just know you know more than the people that are behind you. There's still stuff to learn. There's still stuff but you know a whole lot more than 20, 25, 30, whatever your old person does, because they haven't lived through it. So in your second half evolution, now is the time to use all the information. Now's not the time to pack it away and put it in the safe. Like, now's the time to go, okay, look, either I'm going to show someone else how to do it with a coaching or whatever program, or I'm going to use it for myself. Like so many, like Oprah does it. Tabitha Brown is doing it. Like, she's not, coaching. She's saying, I'm using this for my own life. Like, all these people are using this wisdom for their own lives. And so you can do one of two things. You can use it for your own life, or you can use it to teach others, whichever one resonates with you. That's the evolution part of the dream. It's like, now you're in a space where you know what you're doing. whether you're going to switch from, like, I'm switching from doing music to writing books because I was like, it's still some type of storytelling, because music is storytelling in music and books is storytelling through the written word. And so that's my evolution. But it's like your evolution can be that, or it can be something totally different, you know, like whatever it is that's resonating with you. So, yeah.
I love the way you broke that down. So let's talk about this. Let's talk about balance. How do you balance being a creative powerhouse with being a husband and a father of three, right?
You know what's funny, and this is not going to be popular and people aren't going to like it, but I'm going to keep it 100 with everybody listening. So there typically is no balance. You're either you're either leaning more this way or leaning more that way. It's like, I remember Barack was talking about, he's like, in the beginning, he goes, I was home maybe 2 or 3 times a month while I was running my campaign. He goes, was it fair to the girls? Was it fair to Michelle? No, but we all knew where I was going and what I had to do. So I'm saying all that to say, there's another guy, Huggins, a comedian. He was on Jennifer Hudson's show. She said, how do you balance it all? He goes, I don't. I don't. So it's like, you have to find something that you love to do, and you have to know that it's never going to be balanced. It's going to be either more this way or more that way. So when I was with the kids, it was 100% kids. How do I help you? I remember I was touring one time for 9 months, just showing again. I was on tour for 9 months out of the year. And I said to myself, I need to shift the balance because I can't do this. My kids are growing up and I can't be there. So I shifted to entrepreneurship and helping people do it. And so my balance became more father and how to help them reach their goals. So balance looks like unbalanced.
Got it.
Yeah.
And that's very wise too, because I think so many people get so much anxiety constantly trying to balance.
Yes.
It is at that moment, is what you're doing, is what you're doing.
What
At
you're
the next
doing.
moment,
Yes.
is what you're doing, is what you're doing.
Yes, yes, yes. And I think, the narrative is you got to be, balanced, and it's like, find one person. Don't take my word for it. Find one person who has what you want to have that says, I did it balanced all the way here. And if you can, model them, because that's rare. But
Right.
if you can't, maybe take the hint that this is what the game is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So what are some lessons you learned from your kids about staying curious, creative, and fearless? I mean, these kids have you all over the place, man.
Yes, yes. Man, you know what the kids have done that has been really helpful? They will show you yourself. They will, like, I've learned from them that anytime I look at them and I go, why is he not taking advantage of this opportunity? It's like, before you go and talk to him about that, look at yourself. What opportunity are you not taking advantage of that makes you aware that he's not taking advantage of something? Why is he not being fearless about going after it? It's so clear that he can win. I always say, like, those are your ancestors and God saying to you, yeah, so I'm glad you see that now. So why are you being so fearful, and why are you not going after it when I'm telling you that you're going to win? So kids for me has been the biggest gift because they reflect to you. I think all the things you're saying to them, God, ancestors, or whatever you believe is saying to you. So before you utter, don't do whatever, look at yourself. That has been the biggest gift for kids for me.
Yeah, man. Yeah, because I'm telling you, man, mine will call me out.
Quickly. Yes, because they're mirroring you.
Right.
Their whole blueprint for being a human came from you.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. That's funny. What role has faith played in your consistency and courage through every reinvention of your career?
It has constantly been a struggle I'm going to be 100% honest. It's like every time I have to relearn to believe, every time I have to relearn to trust. I'm getting better at it now. I make the turnaround faster now, but really just trusting that, if I do the work and put in the effort, it's going to work out. Maybe not in the way that I thought or saw it, but in the way that's best for me. And for my life journey, that's been the big, big thing for me going forward.
Yes, sir. So, Troy, performing as Tom Collins in Rent is iconic. That role is emotional, raw, and full of life lessons.
Yeah.
What did it teach you about empathy and purpose as a performer in person.
Everyone is just trying to do their best. That has been the biggest thing. It's like we can spend so much time externally focused on, well, this person is, everyone is trying to do their best. So if we can enter every situation just thinking, okay, this may, as long as it's not harmful to me individually, everyone's trying to do what's best for their lives. It's not a personal attack. It's not a, unless it is a personal attack, it's not, a physical. It's like, how do I look at this? It's like, okay, look, does this affect my life directly? And if not, let me understand that whoever it is out there in the world is doing what they need to do. I don't need to consume myself if it doesn't involve, my existence or the people around me. I need to focus on doing, my journey, because when you get older, you realize we don't have forever. You can spend a whole bunch of time concerned about what Joe's doing or what Sarah's doing or whatever. And it's like, that's wasted time. You have a journey yourself to complete. Focus on your journey. Definitely.
Yes, absolutely.
Because it does end for all of us. Let's say Father Time is undefeated.
That's it.
Yes.
That's it. It's so true.
Yeah.
So, and you said something a minute ago that I picked up on. You said everybody is trying to do their best. I've learned, and I thank God for this, showing me these things. I've learned throughout my years of how to shift. I don't lead my team the same way I did 10 years ago. I tell people, I say, right now, I said, the biggest thing I do is I manage anxiety. I said, because everything's so chaotic in the world and everybody got all this anxiety. And they're up under me. But if I'm bringing all the stress and all that kind of stuff, I got to make it, well, I understand you're trying to do your best. I understand all the stuff you got going on. I just got to keep your anxiety, manage anxiety. That's all I do. That's what I call it anyway. Yeah. So they could be better at what they do,
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, man. It's 100%. Critical that you shift, man. If you don't shift, man, you're going to be lost.
And that shift comes with age. And that's another thing. It's like when you get older, it's like, this is go time. This is when you win. Because you know all this stuff. You've tried the push and the drag and the fight. You tried all that. So now when to push, when not to. You know when to go, when to stop. It's like after 40, man, this is when people win. This is winning time.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. So, Troy, let me throw this at you. What's one story from your days on Star Search or the sing-off that still makes you smile or laugh out loud today?
So this is tough because I want to make sure that I don't say anything it's been so long now. It's like I probably am not bound legally to any of the contractual things. So I'm going to share some insider stuff to you guys, Something that makes me laugh, again, looking back at all those instances, was that most of the time, the people who advance or whatever in that situation are advancing because the powers that be, say producers, show writers, whatever, see that this can be financially beneficial to our reach, views, sponsors, whatever else. And it has nothing to do, I know we like to go, man, so-and-so sang way better than, do they have a large following? Can they bring more eyes to this product? Can we push them in a way that's going to raise revenue? That's the game. So to all the young artists out there that are going, I can sing better than, I don't know, Beyonce, or I can rap better than Drake or Kendrick or whatever. That's beautiful. But you need to learn how to build a business and a brand, because that's part of it. It's not the whole story. So that was a big eye-opening for me. It was like, oh, talent is part of it. It ain't the whole thing. Yeah.
And see, I always thought that, like, they get on stage and they'll perform and they end up getting these contracts and these record deals or whatever the case may be. I thought this is how it all started. I never, ever thought that the brand was so important.
It's more important than the talent.
Wow.
I mean, I know it's not popular. I know people don't like it. It's not the dream that's sold, and the brand. And the beautiful thing about right now, social media, you can build your own. So it's like, you can win right now. Back in the 80s and 90s, you had to rely on whoever was going to push you on commercial and television. Nowadays, you can build your own. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So I want to talk about this because this is my dude.
Yeah.
You've interviewed NBA legends like Kobe Bryant. That is my dude right there, man.
Yeah.
Hands down, my favorite. And then Chauncey Billups. What did those moments reveal about mindset, discipline, and legacy?
Okay, here's another unpopular opinion. And I know people are going to say, so I'll put it this way. Chauncey Billups told us, he said, when I was in Denver, because he grew up in Denver, he goes, I was in 8th grade. He goes, I played basketball and football and all these things like people say, play all these things or whatever, right? And he said, in 8th grade, I realized if I'm going to get where I need to go, I need to focus on basketball. Kobe said the same thing. When he was 11 or 12 years old, he said, I had to focus and get 100% better every day. What I learned from them is, again, it's not popular. It's not going to make people happy and feel good, but you got to decide if you want to feel good or you want to be good. So in them actually looking to be good, it's like you have to choose and you have to focus and you have to be obsessed with whatever your goal is. They both told me that. It's like, win or lose. He goes, people don't know this or don't remember this. He goes, I went like a year or two riding the Laker bench. Kobe was like, I was on the bench for a good 2 years and I'm watching all these kids who went to college getting all this playing time and like my peers and my whatever, like getting all these accolades. And I'm sitting on the end of the Laker bench playing garbage minutes. He goes, but you know what? I kept going. I kept focused. I kept getting my stuff done. And when, I got in the finals, and he goes, Dale Harris put me in. He goes, I think in an effort to humble me. He wanted to break me down. He said this, like, he wanted to break me down because I wouldn't let anyone break me down. When I shot 4 air balls, I was like, okay. Everyone was like, oh my gosh, that must be horrible for you. You shot 4 air balls in the finals and you kept shooting. What's wrong with you? You're selfish, all this other stuff. He goes, I went back and studied, why did I shoot 4 air balls? Because I know I'm a good player. So what happened? He was like, I didn't have my legs up under me. I need to work on my strength. I need to work on my endurance. And that was the thing. At some point, you got to focus and you've got to be relentless and you've got to be obsessed with getting better and not let the setbacks or the people outside tell you that you're any less than you believe you can be.
Yes, and Kobe was relentless. We all know that.
Yes.
We all know that.
Yes.
And it was crazy that yesterday I saw a clip where somebody was talking to Allen Iverson. And he was talking about the reason Kobe was so great. He said Kobe was so great, or was greater than anybody else. He said, because when we were in the club, he was at the gym, shooting ball. He said he was relentless with it.
Yeah.
He didn't hang out like we did.
And that's with everything. And that's the beautiful thing about it. It's like, whether you want to be whatever, fill in the blank, whatever you want to be. If you can teach yourself to be relentless, especially after 40, because you know what to be relentless about. If you can teach yourself to wake like every day, this is what I am obsessing over this, there's no way you can lose because most people won't do it. It's like just by showing up and being relentless, you set yourself up for winning because most people will quit.
Yep, exactly.
That's what I learned from those guys. The word relentless. Keep going.
That's it. So you're a man who's built success through perseverance. What daily habits or morning routines keep your energy and creativity alive?
At this stage, it's like getting up and getting to work. Honestly, it's like instead of getting up and checking the phone or walking around or whatever, I do some of that, in the beginning, I kind of like to get myself going, like maybe 30 to 40 minutes of. But it's like, what is the work that I need to do today? And how do I get to doing that? Because the only thing I believe, look back and say, I wish I would have done, because some people do it. I wish I would have focused more on the work and less on the distractions.
Right. So let's go back to this book. You said you sold over 287,000 copies of your book, Middle Management. And it speaks to...
That one's called Mental Toughness for Young Athletes that I sold home. Middle Management is a new book that I'm coming out with.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah. All right. So Tell us about I guess what I'm trying to say is, at what point did you had an aha moment when you said, hey, I'm going to reach these people that's over 40 to reignite their
Mm.
life?
Because I was like, the thing that I heard from Seth Godin, I believe it was either Seth Godin or Malcolm Gladwell, one of those two authors, they said, if you are going through something, there are at least 1,000 people who are just behind you who are struggling with the same thing. The first book, Mental Toughness for Young Athletes, that was written for Mindset for Athletes, was proof of that concept. Because I wrote it to help my son and our little community. That was what it was written for. It was like, how do I help you refine your joy and happiness behind sports? Wrote it for him, had him read it, because I wanted him to like speak the words into existence in his own life. So I had him read it. So he made the audiobook. I sat with him to kind of make sure that it made sense to him. All this to say, by doing that and really focusing on helping him and our little community, it ended up helping hundreds of thousands of people. So I was like, well, wait a minute. So maybe Seth or Malcolm, whichever one it was, is right. Because I was struggling at 44, 45. I was like, he's going off. I was like, what am I doing? I was struggling like with what do I need to do? And it was rough. And so the thing was, do it again for you this time. This time, do it for you and for people like you who are struggling with this. That was the aha moment. It was like, there are other people that are going through this. And there's a lot of material out there that says, you've just got to accept your decline and just wander off to pasture and be happy with your. I'm like, I can't let that be the narrative out there. So let me write something that says, nah, something different than that.
Right, right. Because here's the thing. So many people hit middle age and started feeling burnout or behind.
Mm-hmm.
What's the first mental shift they need to make to break free from that?
Well, coming from someone who literally maybe a year ago versus that feeling behind and feeling out, it's like realizing specifically for us, in 10 years from now, I don't know what the story is going to be, but specifically for us that grew up in the, 70s, 80s, early 90s or whatever, man, let me tell you something. As Jim Carrey was like, let me tell you something. In fact, I Living Color. The work ethic we have is unmatched. It's like, and I say that because it's like, yes, you may feel like you're behind. You may feel like you're burnt out, but it's like, here's what I want to say to you. Right now is the easiest time for people who understand what work looks like to be successful, specifically with the infamous AI and all other stuff. It's like, you use these tools now for online and for building a brand or building a business or starting something. Let me just tell you, the return on work right now is astronomical. And here's what I would say to us that we are used to, and I was used to it too. We're used to the manual labor of we've got to physically do all the things. We've got to manage this and micromanage. It's like with the world of computers and artificial intelligence and social media, most of it will do it for you. So all the work that you are used to doing, you can do a fraction of it and get 10 times the results. So what I would say to them is like, you're not behind. You're actually in the perfect space. And with the invention of all these amazing online tools and things of that nature, you're actually set up to win because the game is so easy right now. It's so easy.
Yeah, it's all about, I guess, your thought process about things and how you feel. Because it's always crazy to me, and you probably know some people too, when some men, like when they turn 50, they just go crazy. Doing all the stuff, getting the stuff they should be getting into. You had that midlife crisis type of thing people talk about. Like, man, what are you doing? I'm guessing wanting purpose or wanting something, but you're going about it the wrong way.
Right.
You're trying to fulfill something that don't need to be fulfilled.
Well, it's kind of, being that person that's in that age bracket, it's kind of your second adolescence, because you have to rediscover what your purpose is and what you are. And a lot of times we aren't given, which is why I wrote this book, we aren't given a guide to how to do that. Now imagine being a teenager, 15, 16-year-old, without parents or mentors to tell you what to do. That's what we're doing at 50. We wake up at 50 and the parents and whatever mentors, for the most part, aren't there because they're like, you're a 50-year-old man, 51, 52. You need to go figure it out. I'm rediscovering my life right now. It'd be great if someone would say, okay, look, here's what you're going through. Let me show, I'm 60, 65, 70. Let me tell you what you need to do in this moment, as opposed to allowing these men to be teenagers without any kind of direction. And so, yeah, I get it. Because you're like, what am I supposed to be doing? And everyone else is saying, you're supposed to be just retiring and going to the beach. Like, but I don't want to. I want to go do something. But everyone's like, well, go figure it out. I was like, well, thanks. It'd be great if you could give me some steps on what that means. I'd really appreciate that. They may not be the exact steps, but something I can work with. So, yeah, hopefully this is helpful, hopefully.
Yes, sir. I want to back up on something because I tapped into it and I don't want to miss it. So your upcoming book, Middle Management.
Yes, sir.
Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Oh, yeah. So that book, man, I'm editing it right now as we speak. It is going to come out here in about a week or so. It may be already out by the time you guys see this, but that's the process that I went through when that time hit of that, like, oh, what are we doing? We've got all this time. We got all this energy. What are we doing with the rest of this life? So that book is about the steps I found in others that helped me get through it myself onto the other side of deciding what I want to do. So middle management is hopefully that guide that I was looking for that says, okay, here's what you do in step 1. Here's what you do in step 2. Here's what you do in step 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And here's how I got to, the purpose and clarity. And hopefully your combination or all these will help you do the same thing, as opposed to just having us go out there and stumble and try to figure it out on our own. So that's what that book is, a guide to some steps you can use to find that purpose and clarity.
And that's needed too, man. That is needed.
I needed it.
Right.
Like with the other book with my son, it was like, we needed that book. And so that's why I wrote it. So I was like, well, I need this book. So that's why I wrote this other one. I was like, I need it. So hopefully it helps other people.
I know it will. It will. So Troy, you also talk about taking the leap later in life. What would you say to a listener who feels like it's too late to start over or too far gone to dream again?
Okay, so here's what I would say to you, because I'm talking to myself and you at the same time, because I just went through this again. It's scary because you believe you have options. You believe you have time. You believe that there is another, 40, 50 years to figure this out. And this, again, not popular, but hopefully it helps because it helped me. We don't. So you need to move and take that leap, because right now is the time that we have all the information. Right now is the time you have, whatever resources or resourcefulness you need to have to get this stuff done. And you need to approach this like you did when you were 19, 20, 25, 30, whatever, and had no options. You need to approach this like you have a limited amount of time. You need to approach this like this is it. Because, my friend, the thing that helped me was understanding that this is it. This is it. Like, the choice of procrastination comes with the idea that you have options. The choice of procrastination or delay comes with the idea that you get to do tomorrow or the next week or the next year. Cat Williams, and I know he's done some crazy stuff, but he said something that changed my life. He said, if every night you lie down and you say to yourself, well, that was it. If I don't wake up, I did what I need to do. It will change your life. Because every morning when you wake up, you remember at the end of this night, I'm going to need to say, well, that was it. So if you approach every day like this could be it,
you will be unstoppable.
Do that. Because that's where we are.
Yeah, it's got to change that mindset, man.
This is where we are. We are 45, 50 years old. We are at, this is go time. This is not think, delay, weigh all the things. This is go time. Yes.
Yes, sir. You got to go even if you can't see it all the way.
You got to, what's it? Martin says you just need to see the next step. You don't need to see the whole staircase, just the next step. Take the next step.
That's it. Yeah. That's it. So, Troy, I'm going to put you on the spot here for a minute.
Oh, okay.
Fill in the blank. Purpose means
Oh, purpose. Oh, the first thing that came to my mind is happiness. Purpose means happiness because you know what you're doing. You know what you're here for. Yeah.
And it's all about, like I say, man, I hear so many people today, I guess it's in the atmosphere. They're
Mm.
always talking about, man, just won't be happy, man. You know, long time ago, you can see people, our fathers, grandfathers, old school cats, man, they just grind, work hard all the time. Ain't nothing
Yeah.
happy about them. They're grumpy. They got to come home and feed all
They were
these
trying to
kids they don't have.
survive. They were trying to survive.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes.
yeah. And now time people like, man, and you'll be amazed, and you probably know this, that from what it used to be, it was all about, I got to get this money. That's why they work 2 and 3
Right.
jobs. Some, uncles and, men try to provide for their families. But now you see people live lives now, they're like, man, I don't need all that money. I need the happiness. I need the peace. And they'll back off of it. They won't chase it. They'll just say, hey, I got to be happy.
Let me tell you a funny story about that. When I first started doing well in like life and business, stuff like that, I had a little bit of money. Started getting a little bit of money. I bought all these Jordans because I thought, because when I was a kid, I wanted them. I wanted these classic ones. So I bought all these Jordans, all the ones on whatever sites you can get or whatever. Let me tell you something. I wore those things for about maybe a month, 2. And then it's like time to give them away because it's like you realize it's just stuff. It's just stuff. It doesn't do anything. There's no, like, once you get, Jim Carrey was like, I wish, or even I think Will Smith said it too. They said, I wish everyone could have all the things they think they want. Because when you get them, you realize it's just stuff. There's no magic in having stuff. Yeah. There's magic in inner discovery. And man, I love this podcast episode. This has been so much fun. There's magic in inner discovery and finding your purpose and happiness. That's the magic.
Yeah, it's wise, man. Yeah, you live it. You got a lot of wisdom in you, man.
Oh, thanks. It's from horrible, hard situations. It's from car repossessions. It's from not being able to pay the rent. It's from, I don't know if people know, from eating chicken necks because that's what you could afford. It's from eating ramen. It's like, if I can help someone else not go through that, I mean, like I tell my kids, you're going to struggle. You're going to have hard times. Just don't have the same ones I had. Right?
It's your own struggle, man.
Have new struggles.
Right, have new struggles. You see this struggle.
Right. Don't do
Why
this.
you go to that?
Right. Yes, absolutely.
So, Troy, if you could leave our listeners with one message about passion, purpose, and perseverance, what would it be?
One message: passion, purpose, and perseverance.
Yes.
I would say you know what you want to do. You know what you're supposed to do. And what happens most of the time, we tell ourselves it's impossible for us. We can't do it. I know I've done it. I told myself it's impossible to be, a musician. And then I was like, well, I have to do it. And then was able to do it. I told myself it was impossible to start a business in my mid to late 30s and did it. So you know what you want to do. So the first thing is making a decision to do it because that's the biggest step. The second part is knowing that in the beginning, it's going to be a honeymoon phase and then it's going to get hard. The hard is the test to see if you really want it. Can just keep going through that spot. It always gets better. So you know what you want to do. Decide to do it to give yourself a chance to do it. Know that it's going to get like crazy hard. But if you keep going, on the other side is everything that you want. And then once you get all the material things that you think you want, you're going to find out all I really want to do is just be happy and enjoy life. I don't need all this stuff. So that's what I would say.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So finally, how can the listeners purchase your book or connect with you?
Great. So I actually have a free download for everyone. It's at middlemanagementbook.com. And it's a free thing and you can get there. Or, you can go to troyhorne.com. That site is up as well, so you can check it out there. But if you are over 40 and whatever, and you're looking for some clarification, get the free download. Middlemanagementbook.com, I believe, is the thing. And if I'm saying it wrong, I'll send you a link and it'll be the link in the description. But you can go to Troy Horne. That's TROYHORNE.com. And there will be a link to the free downloads there. Hopefully that will help you kind of navigate this second part of life and get you on your greater yet to be.
Troy, man, tell you, this conversation has been powerful, brother.
Thank you. It's been so much fun.
Yeah, man. You reminded us that dreams don't have an expiration date. They just need to have a little courage to wake up again. You know,
Yes.
you're living proof that faith and family and focus can rewrite any story. You know, that's what I got out of this whole thing. So everybody, go grab that book, Mental Management, and follow Troy's journey. I'm telling you, it's going to bless you. I feel it in my spirit right now. You know, because if you're over 40, you know, like you said, it's not the end, man.
No,
This
not
is
even
your launch
close.
season.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So, Troy, thank you for showing us that greatness doesn't retire. It just refocuses.
Thank you, Reginald. This has been great.
Keep walking in your gift, brother. You definitely got one.
Oh,
Yeah, video.
thank you. We all do. And that's the thing. We all do.
So, appreciate you, brother. Thanks, Troy. Troy Horne, everybody. Make sure you follow his journey.
Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in to Real Talk Resident D. If you enjoyed listening to Real Talk Resident D, please rate and review on Apple Podcasts. See you next time.